All right. Um, Hello. This is my first video for my YouTube channel um, called Will's Training Art, and this whole channel is literally so that I can stop being lazy and actually do things in life and be productive. So in this video, I'm just going to lay out what I'm using this channel for, what I want to improve in, how I'm going to do it, and the goals I'm going to set for myself. Because I am at the point of I am exhausted and tired of being in the same spot for like the last 5 years. So I am deciding today to make a change and actually do it. Um, so I think real quick, I'll just quickly go over what I'm going to go through, and then I'll break it down little by little. But there's a couple things that I want to improve myself in and that I want to achieve. And I'm a big hobbyist, but I also do it for a lot of other reasons as well. But I also just enjoy learning. So a lot of this stuff isn't super serious stuff. It's just stuff that I want to improve upon, but just stuff to keep me busy and stuff that I can, as I do it, I can look back a couple months or even weeks and then years and be like, I'm so glad I did that. So I'm using this YouTube channel to keep me accountable so I can track all my progress. If people watch it and are like, wow, like I'm really encouraged and inspired by it, then perfect, that's awesome. But this is really just for me, nothing else. And I'm just using it to help myself. Um, so the big thing that I really want to improve upon first is my relationship with God. I'm a Christian, and I firmly believe that Jesus is the Son of God, and he came down to earth and sacrificed himself so that I may have eternal life with him. And I firmly believe in that. And so I want to have a closer relationship with God, because right now I feel like an acquaintance. I don't think I know him, and I don't feel like he knows me, even though he does, of course. But it's just there's not a good relationship. So that's the first thing I'd like to do. And I'll break it down. I have a whiteboard that I'll show what I plan on doing with that. But that's the first thing. The next thing is in gym. I really love like bodybuilding and working out, but my problem is I've never been consistent. I'll work out for maybe a couple days, couple weeks, but it's never really been like a super consistent thing, and I know I can be better than that. And that also is like gym slash dieting too. I understand there's certain foods that I need to eat, so I'm usually actually pretty good at sticking with them if I just prepare it, but recently, like I said, it's just been slacking like crazy. So that's the next thing. The third thing would be music. So I play guitar, piano, bass, but I want to be better specifically in piano and the flute. So I just started learning the flute. I took it. I did like 2 days, and then I haven't really touched it in like 2 weeks. So I want to get back into it, and I want to learn it. So I just want to improve upon my piano skills and get to a point where I enjoy how I play and all that, and then obviously get pretty proficient at the flute as well. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing is money. I want to be better about saving money and spending money and just doing that in general. So right now I have like 90 cents in my savings account. So the good news about that is we can start from the bottom and work our way up. So I'll go over it again on the whiteboard, like the goals I have, but that's the fourth thing. There's a couple other things I'd like to improve upon, but I'm gonna kind of feel it out and see where I'm at, because I also don't want to put too much on myself, because I also am super busy, and so I need to like pace myself and figure out if I can do it. But the other things that are, I would like to learn Spanish. I would like to learn how to cook. And so there's probably a couple other things I'm just forgetting right now, but those four things though are like the most important things that I definitely want to see improvement upon right now. So I'll just go over it again. So the first thing is growing with God and my understanding of God and just being able to talk to him and do that. My next thing is the gym and dieting. So being consistent and actually lifting and working out and eating the right foods and all of that. My third thing is getting better at the piano and flute. And then my last thing is saving money. So I'm going to cut the video here. Well, just put an edit in, and I'm gonna go on my whiteboard and write down stuff, and I'm gonna go subject by subject and break down exactly what I would like to do. So I'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing I said was I wanted to grow in my relationship with God. So these are kind of the goals I have for myself, and this is obviously like a daily thing. I don't see why I couldn't do this daily, because God is everywhere and I can talk to Him whenever I want. So this is probably one of the easier ones to do, but I lack in the most. So my first goal, and so today is July 23rd, 2026, and I definitely want to make that very prominent, so I'll probably say it a lot, just because I want to mark down the first day that I started this journey, because one thing I also forgot to mention is that this YouTube channel is going to be a hopefully lifelong thing. I kind of hope that it's just always something I'm doing, just so I can always track my progress and just share it with others too. So I love that idea, and just being able to show like my discipline in that way, and especially prove it to myself that I am capable of doing it. I just need to put in the work. So anyway, the first thing was growing in my relationship with God. So yeah, today's July 23rd. By August 1st, I want to have at least read one book, or at least be reading one book. I don't need to be done with it. Because the thing with this too is the goals are kind of, I'm not looking at the goals as like a checklist. This is literally just so I can grow with God. So it's a checklist, but it shouldn't be. Anyway, so I want to have read one book, and I want to have memorized 2 verses by then. And then, of course, I want to be able to talk to God every day. Again, that should be a pretty easy thing, you think, but I struggle with it, unfortunately. So those are my big things. And then my end of the year goal, so that would be the end of this year, 2026. I want to have at least read 10 books. And again, like, it's kind of a loose checkpoint, like if I'm genuinely just reading a book and I reread it multiple times and I don't technically get to 10, oh well, the idea is just spending time in the Word every day and growing in that. So, but that's kind of like an idea. And then I want to have memorized at least 15 verses. Now that I do think can be sort of a checkpoint thing, or checklist thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with having those verses memorized. So that's definitely something that I should be looking to do. And I think that's very doable. I mean, we have like 6 months left in the year. So, I mean, if I just did like 2 or 3 verses a month, but hopefully I'll crush that and do more. But that's kind of my ideas with this. So, and I'm sure I'll keep it updated too. Like I'm sure there's some things that I might forget down the road or adjust. So, this isn't like a set in stone type of thing. But the idea is that I'm just spending time with God and doing that every day. So that's the first thing. And then I'm gonna cut here, and then we'll go over my second thing. All right, on to the second thing, which was gym and dieting. So obviously this one, it can get really deep and super specific. And of course this one is very much goal oriented. And of course the big thing with this, and the problem I struggle with, is the consistency. I love the idea of going to the gym. I love the idea of being jacked and all that stuff, but I don't actually do the work to do it at all. And that's on both sides, because I kind of see it as one, the working out, which needs to be hard, solid, and consistent, and then the dieting, which needs to be consistent. So currently this is my split. I kind of like it. I like that because I feel like I get to hit most of the body groups a lot. But I have this, I've had this idea for a little bit of like not having like so much fixed stuff every day, but rather like every week just kind of bleeds together, where it's not really week by week, but just all together, just day by day. I don't know, it's kind of strange. I don't know if that makes sense, but essentially, so I'll start my weeks on Sunday, because I usually have I'm free on Sundays, and the gym's never busy on Sunday, which is nice. So I'll start with a chest, tri, and calves. So calves and triceps I have pretty good calves, and I want them to be even better. So you'll see a lot of calves on here. And then my triceps are one of my weakest groups. I think I have potential, like I have good potential for good triceps, but I need to do more with them. So again, you'll see that on here as well. To back up, I would love to compete in a bodybuilding competition at least once. So that's kind of my overall goal. And I don't really have a set date. I'm kind of guessing like 2028 potentially, but we'll see. But yeah, so my day starts on Sunday where I'll do chest, tri, and calves. And then Monday I will do shoulder and abs. Tuesday I will do legs. I wrote calves again just so I can see that I'm doing it. Of course I'm going to do it on legs, and then triceps again. And then Wednesday I will do back, bi, and abs. Thursday will be chest, tri, and calves. And then Friday will be legs and any other miscellaneous groups that I feel like I can hit more. And then Saturday's to rest. Now Friday can also be a rest day too. I just need to feel it out. Yeah, that's kind of the goal with that. All right, where was I? I had to make a cut there. Sorry. Yeah, so Fridays and Saturdays can be rest days as well. But I'm gonna try to split out. It could also. I feel like there is some. It's not super solid because there are some things I'm only hitting once. But that's where I think I can use that Friday as like kind of like okay, like maybe I didn't hit back hard enough this week, or maybe I want to do shoulders again, or maybe I want to do legs again, or something. Chest is definitely fine. I'm already hitting it twice in a week, so I would like to hit legs twice a week, so I think I'll probably do that most of the time, but we'll see. I like having the option of it being sort of flexible though. And just to be even more specific, Sundays I'll probably work out in the afternoon, like towards night. Mondays and Tuesdays I should be working out in the morning. Wednesdays I could also be working out in the morning. Thursdays I could do the same. And then Fridays will be at night. But Wednesdays and Thursdays could be at night also because on the way home from work I go by the gym. So, and then dieting. So obviously I think I'll make a more specific video talking specifically about my gym ideas and all of that, but my current weight is 228 pounds. I'm 6'1", and my goal is to get to 200, so I need to lose 28 pounds. I put by October, but it's not really, I just definitely want to be around 200 pounds by the end of the year for sure. So that's kind of my goal. That's definitely doable. I know I can do it. I just need to be drinking lots of water and of course eating on a cut as well. So that's kind of my idea for the gym and stuff like that. I don't think there's anything else I need to go over. And I would like to try to hit at least 30 minutes of cardio every day after my workouts, or at least go run. I like going to run in the morning as well. I run like about a mile, 2 miles maybe. So if I do that, that's sufficient enough. I don't need to be doing that, but if I don't, then do it at the gym on the treadmill. So, yep, I think that's it for gym, and then we'll go on to the next thing now. All right, my next thing is music, which is the piano and the flute. So recently, in the last couple of years, music's kind of been tricky for me because I do have like a sense of kind of burnout. And so I think, and I don't like practicing a whole lot, or I haven't liked the idea of practicing in a long time because I used to do it like 7 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 hours a day. So very, very long time for multiple years. And that was guitar specifically. And then I took up piano later. But, so I want to try to approach this in the way of just having fun too. So, while still kind of like maintaining the goals I have as well, because obviously if I'm not having fun and I'm just kind of resenting it, then it's not really going to go anywhere, because that's always kind of the first step in any of this really, is that if I really genuinely want to do it, or like I should really want to do it, or else I'm going to get burnt out or I'm going to give up pretty early. And it should be doable. It should be goals that I know I can do. So for piano, I want to practice through Czerny and Hanon, which are both like technique books. Czerny's more of a sight reading. It does have a lot of technique, and then Hanon's mostly finger exercises. And then of course learn songs, and I'm going to kind of leave open to whatever I want to do. And I definitely want to get better at jazz piano specifically. I know you probably can't ever see anything on this board. It's just more so for me to read off. But I definitely want to get better about jazz piano and harmony and chords and all that, and improvising too. I'd love to be a good improviser as well. So, and that's all stuff that I think Cherney and Hannon will definitely help me with as well. So that's it for piano, and I have a goal of like at least trying to get like 45 minutes a day. Obviously, there's certain days where it might be really difficult to play, so but I just want to try to be as consistent as I can. And then with the flute, right now, since I'm brand new, I just want to be able to get a good sound, a consistent sound, and then of course getting the notes down as well. And again, I'm going to make it probably another separate video on just the specifics of the music and how I will approach it. But I want to try to get at least like 15 to 20 minutes. And I think the flute is a little bit more doable because I can take it places where the piano, obviously I can't really travel with it a lot of the time. So the flute hopefully will be, easier to do and consistently. So that's kind of it for music and what I would like to do. But yeah, I think that's good. So. All right, and this will be a pretty brief video, but the last part is money. So like I said earlier in the video, I only have about like 90 cents in my savings account right now, so we can only go up from here. So another thing too that I realized that I'm not doing is tithing. I do not do it at all, and I want to do it more because I want to give back to my church, and I want to give back what God's blessed me with, back to His church and show my gratitude towards Him. So I want to get in the habit of doing that every week and tithing and doing that properly. And then in terms of saving, I want to have, it's a pretty small goal, but I want to have at least saved $1,000 untouched by the end of the year. So again, I have like 7 or 6 months to do that, maybe probably about 5 now. But I should like saving $1,000 in my savings. And just I'm gonna keep pushing that up. And obviously, again, like I said earlier too, with all these the goals, they may change, they may get adjusted. So I'm hoping like I crush that pretty quickly, and then I can go like for like 5,000 or something really nice, But that's kind of it for that one, okay? So yeah, that those are my 4 things, and I just hope I stick with them. So today is Thursday, which is kind of an odd day to start this. I'm going to turn this up. Whoa. Today is Thursday, July 26th. So I'm starting this in the middle of the week and towards the end of the month, which kind of bothers me, but hey, I'm not going to sit around and wait till the end of the month to finally get this started, or even the end of my week. I'm just going to start it now. So, but yeah, I plan on doing, so I'm all over the place, but my big thing is consistency and just being really lazy. And I love to just sit around all day playing video games or sleeping. But in the back of my head, I'm always like, man, I could be doing something, and I want to do those things, like oftentimes when I'm driving around going to work or just out of the house or anything, I'm like, man, or I'll see people, that have obviously put in a lot of work and worked hard to get, what they have. And I'm like, I can do that too. And I have the opportunity of doing that. And I'm fortunate enough to have these goals and have these things where I can go and do that. So, but the problem is it always stays right here. It always stays right here. And I never actually end up sticking with it. So I want to finally get it going. And to just kind of wrap up, I plan on making a video every week going over all my goals, and that'll be every Sunday probably, or Saturday or Sunday, because obviously, for gym I start on Sunday. It doesn't really matter. I just once a week where I'm doing it and I'm just being like, I did this, or I wasn't able to do this, or blah, 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 and just tracking all of that as well. So that's what I want to do. But yeah, I know this is probably going to be a long video, but again, it's more so for me, not really anybody. If anybody's watching it, that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is more so just for myself and keeping myself accountable. So good start, I think.